Alright, hello everybody, and welcome. I am Infrit, and I would like to thank you for joining me on this adventure. So, today is Sunday. I have decided that I do not care if it's a popular game, I do not care if people want to see it. This is my choice. Like, what I want to do above all else. Not to say that I don't like playing Hogwarts or anything like that, but yeah, some of those decisions are based on, oh, well, you know, I want to stay relevant and everything like that and stick to my lane. Sundays, I've decided is, you know, for at least right now, is going to be like, hey, this is like what I would do if I was not streaming, essentially. So, we are going to do some Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 today. The first one is also a very good game, but there is so much more you can do on this game. I have beaten every campaign on this, and even though I have beaten all the campaigns, I still come back to this fucking game. It is fun. I like strategy. I like RTS. I just am not the most, like, highly competitive player. So, yeah, that's why I don't, you don't catch me on the StarCraft 2 scene, for instance. But, I've decided this is probably what I'm gonna do for, the rest of my day, honestly. As far as some updates, you know, I start my new job tomorrow. Very excited for that. Get to be up bright and early, 7:45 in the morning, fucking to be there, come 8:45 and everything like that. But, like, it already is seeming like a far better company than what I'm used to. Like, I think maybe there were, like, 5 or 6 people, but, like, you know, for our training, like, they're bringing us donuts, they're bringing us fucking, pizza for lunch. Like, you know, apparently this company is known for their company culture, and, like, I'm really hoping that it helps me to kind of, like, meet new people, like, here around me, and maybe develop a little bit of a social life. You know, and I know, like, you know, what, you know, chat ain't good enough? You guys are, but, like, you know, I do still want to have a life outside of video games. But yeah, that's what's going on with work. My class, I am almost done with my 4th class. Once I get done with that, it's an 8-class, like, course and everything like that. So I will be halfway done with the Coursera, Google, like, cybersecurity certification, yada 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 yada. So, you know, I'm hoping that sometime tomorrow, you know, probably after I get out of work and everything, I'll be able to come here, you know, sit, do all the reviews, because that's really all that's left, take my test, pass it, and I will be at the halfway point. So that is really cool. Let's see. Yeah, socially, I have no idea, like, what's going on with my social life right now. I'm not hearing from anybody, so I don't know how to really, kind of comment on that whole one, the issues with my friends and everything like that. You know, I am, like, still connected with all of them, but, yeah, I don't really know how to, like, talk to them at this point, given everything that's gone on. So I'm doing my best. Stuff with the community, going great, you know, more graphic designers reaching out to me and everything like that. You know, I just pretty much am like, yeah, like, here's the thing I put up for you guys, if you're interested in, you know, like, mutual beneficial thing versus just trying to sell me a picture. And, you know, I get that they're, you know, trying to run their own business too, but it's one of those, like, man, you know, you're really, you know, I just, you know, I would love to work together with people, and that's not sort of what I'm looking for, you know, but, you know, I do try to do what I can for them, so that's why there's the whole art gallery. There's more buzz going on inside of the Discord. That is going awesome. I am looking to build up that community. So, like, yeah, everything is going, like, awesome. I did have a rough start to my day. Woke up, kind of was hit with, like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on, I don't know if everything's gonna work, you know, so that's why I kind of had a rough start to the day, is, you know, my anxiety really was hitting me hard. You know, I was just chilling out, and honestly, I just threw, I was trying to find something to get my mind off it, like, as far as throwing on a TV show, and it was just, you know, one of those, like, bad mornings where I just fucking couldn't. So, you know, I kind of got my mind off it, picked up, you know, the urge to go ahead and, you know, do a stream today. So, you know, I'm a little more rough for wear. rough for wear right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to play some of this for you. As far as about this game, you know, we can always cut out the updates, so I figure that's perfectly fine. But as far as this game goes, like I said, it is one of my favorites. It's got aspects of both like turn-based strategy and real-time strategy in it. It's all about Warhammer 40k and the space battles and everything like that. And it is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It is definitely one of my favorite time sinks. I'd say probably the only one that tops this as far as a time sink is Warhammer Total War 2. I have lost thousands of hours to Warhammer Total War 2. I actually had the aspiration to beat every single campaign in that game with every single lord. I went one full rotation. I'm on the like second one right now. Aye. Thank you for letting me know, Geek. Like, happy you're joining in. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this campaign started. Here we go. So, if you are interested in this game, I'll let you go ahead and take a look at what kind of happens as far as the tutorial. If you guys are diehard Warhammer fans, this happens right after Cadia. But for those of you who are not, this game does come with a little bit of, you know, you probably know a little bit of the lore if you're playing this, but essentially, God, it's gonna be hard to give you everything that's going on in the 40k universe. But essentially, you've got the Chaos Lords and everything like that, and they're pretty much trying to destroy everything. You've got a lot of Xenos that are also not too great. Pretty much, you know, the galaxy is all pretty much like war, battle, death, terrible things. But the Imperium, which is what we're going to start with, if this catches traction, I have no problem going through the other 4 campaigns with everybody. But the Imperium essentially is trying to protect Cadia. The Forces of Chaos end up destroying it through essentially running a planet-sized fortress into the planet. So that's where we're kind of picking things up when it comes to the lore. Like I said, if you have any lore questions about it, I will do my best to answer them, but 40k and all of Warhammer in and of itself is freaking massive. Tons of story, tons of lore, tons of little stories inside of that lore. Hell, I'm even worried just freaking streaming this, given, you know, Warhammer Plus and everything that happened with the content creators there. But I chose this game, and Twitch didn't come up saying I couldn't do it, so, we're gonna do it. Alright, we're gonna go with... I have played this a lot, so let's see. We've got our secondary objectives are good. This is for easy. Let's see what is on the medium presets. Assault cost, invasion cost. Let's see. Costs are good. See, this is the important thing for me, are these modifiers here. I just want to make sure everything is set to 100%, because like I don't like games that like their difficulty is literally just your enemies become bullet sponges. You know, I want them, you know, to me, I want to be one-on-one. Like, you know, I want my damage to be normal, and your damage to be normal. You know, I don't want it to be where, like, oh yeah, like, somebody has the advantage. Let's see, 10%, repair troop rate, 3. We're just going to go with that. We're not going to do the fast repair option. Renown earned. Pollution cost, warp risk chance. Activate, deactivate the emergency gate. We'll just leave that up. shit's gonna go to fucking hell anyway. So we're gonna try this. So sometimes this game can pretty much give you like an impossible situation. Sometimes it is RNG. But for the most part, it's pretty alright.
The Imperium of Man. A million worlds scattered across an uncaring galaxy. A million worlds forever under threat from the machinations of cursed traitors and perfidious Xenos. It is an empire consumed by war, by the very battle for survival itself, for there is no peace amongst the stars. The Space Marines, genetically modified warriors who know no fear, spearhead every counter-assault, taking the battle to the heart of the foe. From the smoke-wreathed horror of Adeptus Mechanicus Forge Worlds,
yeah, these are our 3 factions within the Imperium, by the way, if you do not know the 40k lore.
Crews dedicated to the Omnissiah's holy cause. The Schola Progenium molds callow flesh into leaders, officers of the Imperial Navy, the greatest fleet ever to span the stars. These heroes dedicate their life to the Imperium's defense, confronting the ceaseless threat of chaos wherever it manifests. The war against the dark gods and their worshippers is the eternal battle for the soul of mankind, for the future.
Yeah, you can imagine the universe as essentially constantly being at war.
True heroes are struck and legends tempered.
Like legitimately, when you look at like the story writing, for instance,
Of the Gothics, vanquisher of war masters.
some of the people kind of had like a little bit of an issue because like whenever you fight one of these battles, there's millions of people on these ships, right? So the authors pretty much ended up retconning stuff where it was essentially them saying it's like, okay, for the sake of like us being able to give you a good story, like you can't think about the populations, okay? Because like the Aldari take a long time to mature, for instance, so they legitimately were just like, for the sake of us being able to write this, do not take, you know, into account that like millions of lives are being lost. There is always enough population to account for these battles.
Praise the Emperor, but I can see the stars again. Receiving distress hymnals. The region's alive with them. According to the timestamps, Admiral, the year. It's 999 M41.
Oh, I should also mention a little something about the warp.
In the warp for over 800 years.
You have to have a navigator to get there, and it's all navigated through the light of the Emperor, which the Imperium controls, at least for the Imperium. Yeah, if you make a mistake or something happens in the warp, it's not just you might come out at a random spot in the universe, you can come out at a different time.
We may be an age too late to join the battle, but revenge is still within our grasp.
I'm not sure if there's any evidence of people traveling back in time, but like, it's one of those, like, you can spend an hour in the warp and like come out and it was actually like 20 years. At another point, you can spend 10 minutes in the warp and come out in 10 minutes. The warp is pure chaos. And if anybody's wondering, just for certain purposes, I am pro Nurgle. I love Big Daddy Nurgle. Like, he is one of my favorite chaos lords. So if you do know your lore, I am Nurgle all day long. Like, yeah, Slanesh seems fun, you know. Fucking Corrin's a badass. But no, I'm Nurgle. And I don't care for change too much. So, but, oh man.
Such turbulence. Not since the Eye of Terror have I felt anything like it. Wait. This is not the Cadian system. Navigator, report.
The Immaterium writhes, Lord Admiral. It has flung us far off course.
I can see that, Domitian. Where are we?
Star sites indicate we've entered real space in the Cadian sector.
Confirmed.
Not too far, but not close enough. Still, we have been fortunate. Have our astropath send out a hymnal. All surviving vessels in the sector to rally at our position. Cadia needs our aid.
Warship signatures inbound, Lord Admiral. Chaos vessels.
Indeed. Then our retribution begins. We hold this position.
But yes, this is very, very fun game for me.
I am
I'm
Lord
gonna switch to
Admiral
lock
Stan.
on. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask as well. This, like I said, I plan on this being like, if you want to interact with me and have a good time with me, this is the time.
We shall see. Ready main batteries.
Because like you can, right up here, I can pause the game, I can slow things down. You will see me slow things down quite a bit actually.
For the Emperor.
Okay, his shit actually does not miss, so...
Setting course. Changing course.
I guess it doesn't miss often.
Cruising speed set.
Nice. So something that can happen are these critical damages. So on larger ships, that can mean, oh hey, like your particular weapon is going down. So like right here, all your weapons. On top of that, you can have your reactor go down. So pretty when they go boom like that, but you can have your reactor go down.
Sons of Mars stand ready for your orders.
Excellent. Their firepower
Get them
will be a
out of
great
there.
asset.
Well met, fabricator.
But you can have your reactor go down, which means you can't do a whole lot of shit. Let's see if I can't find a good way to illustrate all of this.
Duty breeds enemies, fabricator.
Here we go.
Join your fire to
Alright,
ours.
so you can have your bridge go down. This means that you are not going to be able to, you take a huge morale penalty, which is that yellow bar there.
Coordinates
You would,
acknowledged.
lose your
Get on screens.
ability to change stances, which, again, not too
Targeting
great.
enemy vessel.
But yeah, these are your stances right here. They do a number of useful things. You will hear me reference them. Engine, self-explanatory. Generators, also, I feel somewhat self-explanatory. They're not good to lose any of this stuff.
Transition begun.
Heading acknowledged.
But something cool that you can do is we are about to actually take this one's shields down. Once we do, boarding actions.
Underway. Engaging
So
engines.
they are going to be kinda screwed. So what some of these numbers mean, that is how much crew they have on their ship. So these boarding actions that I just launched, yeah, once they lose one portion of it, they get a minor damage onto their ship, which can be, oh yeah, like, you know, your weapon doesn't work until repaired, or a fire or something like that. You go down to red, you get a major damage, which is permanent damage. So
Get locked in.
it's a little bit of RNG, but you can also choose to target certain parts of the enemy ship when you get into the larger ones. Something I am doing right now actually is this one took a little bit of damage, but I've got him stealth. So this guy cannot actually identify this ship until he goes into that dark blue ring. But they also have an ability to scan. So if I didn't go ahead and take away his ability to do that earlier, he would have been able to discover that ship. So you need your small ships, otherwise the other ships can stay stealth and just peg you down. It is very neat as far as a strategy game.
Thruster routines active.
Heading
That's
acknowledged.
the last of them, my lord.
Negative. They were but the tip of the spear. I calculate that the others will soon arrive.
It matters not. I led a fleet through the bleakness of the Gothic War. By comparison, this is nothing. A pity that war cost us our greatest heroes. But I wouldn't.
Yeah,
give
we're
them
going with
Captain
lock
Marvel
on, which
over my
increases
side.
accuracy, critical chance, and the range at which your guns can fire for our capital ship, and for our our light cruiser and our frigate here, we've got them in stealth.
Targeting enemy.
Seems they've come in strength, Lord.
All ships. The Emperor protects. Engage at will.
Survival probabilities are unfavorable. Recommend we withdraw.
All ships, hold position. Doubt forms the path to damnation.
There is no doubt while strength abides.
Beneficent Emperor? Is that what I think it is?
The Sons of Dawn heed your call, Lord Admiral.
It's good to see vessels of the Adeptus Astartes, Captain.
There we go. We've got our first.
But hope and faith bring victory sooner.
The war never ends, Lord Admiral. We shall fight
Hell
it
yeah.
together.
Okay, so here is where we start getting into sort of the fun parts. So, now that we've actually got a decently sized target.
Spirits obey.
Underway.
Ha. Well, what faction would that be? I'm pretty sure all of them are essentially, like, trying to kill everything.
Setting course.
Space cleaner. Yeah, true.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Yeah, that's too close. But nah. I play this game enough that it was just kind of like... I figure regardless of which one I play, I'm still gonna have a decent amount, like, a decent time with it, so... The space though, because I was about to say, yeah, the Necrons would have been probably a better choice, but... I don't know, I figure, like, probably a lot of my community probably hasn't experienced anything when it comes to 40k. I don't know, I actually should probably ask, but, now, a lot of them I get on my Let's Plays of like adventure games, so I'm kind of trying to like introduce them to stuff that you know, is kind of out there, you know. But I do enjoy yeah. Well, I mean, part of it is like being able to go ahead and do your economy and everything too, though, which I enjoy. Like all aspects of that. Then I like to have a little bit of fun too. So like, you know, the only thing I have like the Necrons, because like they have all the same weapons. Like I'm pretty sure you pick from like 2 of them. So that always kind of bummed me out, is that like there weren't like more
Engines engaged.
like options there. You know what I mean? Like even their fighters, for instance, you know, you've got, you know, they don't have bombers, they don't have like boarding crew, they have one designated like fighter that like kind of does it all to a degree. Can you explain same weapon? So you've got the essentially like you have the different like tiers of them, correct? But like essentially you've got the one like long range like blast that can penetrate their shields, right? And then you've got, you know, the other one, which is the lightning bolt that like can curve around. But pretty much that's all of them, if I'm not mistaken, because you've got like even the frigates. You know, a frigate will have usually the bolt, right? But your capital class can have the one, yeah, to my knowledge, at least in this game. Like I'm not saying like overall like lore and everything like that, just this game itself.
The Emperor.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Pretty much. It is pretty fucking powerful though. Like, if you have 2 ships and they have that beam that connects, like, that will rip apart stuff very, very nicely. But, you know, like you said, you know, I figured that's not too cinematic though, you know. Like with, you run 3 of that capital. Pretty much. And that's what I'm kind of saying is like, you know, as far as their like, you know, the number of toys you have, you know, you've got like, you know, your big, you know, you've got your big capital ship, and then you've got your, you know, like I think there's 2 different kinds of your battle cruisers, and I mean it's just like 1 or 2, and there's very little like wiggle room, you know, whereas say you know, Chaos has a number of different ones, you know, Imperium, you know, they've got ones that are the NIDs hold. Kind of no counter side the NID. It's the hold you back. Yeah, pretty much. But again, that's why, like I said, I figured, you know, this is the campaign that's pretty much, you know, what you're introduced to and everything like that. And I just wanted something chill because I've done this campaign more than others, so it's just kind of like I'm very much used to like what's already kind of coming. In fact, something weird is like, aren't the campaigns pretty much almost just like reskins? 3 hive ship NID fleet. Yeah, like the one I always struggle with is actually taking out the mothership, like the main story one. Like on the Imperium, it's actually not that bad. Like, you know, I mean, you've got to get freaking yeah, you've got to get like the leader out of there, as far as you know, you can't lose freaking Spire and everything, and like for whatever reason they always go after freaking Spire, you know, when it comes to the ancient one. But yeah, it's actually pretty decent. But the other races, like, holy shit, like trying to do that with the Necrons is ridiculous. But yeah, 100% when they enter the fold, all hell kind of breaks loose. But like the ancient one to me is the hardest mission, but luckily you get done with the ancient one and shit becomes tame at that point. Oh, pretty much. You know, the only way I figured out how to like really get by it with them, a little bit through trial and error and save scumming a little bit, but yeah, take a ship and just run it in. Don't use your teleport like initially. Just go ahead, like, let it use its freaking Psychic Scream, and then use the teleport to literally jump all of your ships outside the range. It uses its Scream, and then you just come back in. That's really the only thing you can do, because yeah, if your Necron ships get hit with that and your cooldowns are not good enough, you're just done. It is game over. So 100%, like, you gotta be a little bit careful with that one, but that's how, like, I took them down with the Necrons anyway. But let's see. For anybody who is curious about this, we've got threat level and everything like that, which is down here. If we get to the end, we die. That's our urgency gauge. Threat levels are actually let's see. Essentially, as that urgency gauge goes up, we're going to be facing attacks from pretty much everything. And then right here, it's divided into 5 segments. So yeah, if we wait too long to complete things, it's going to be, as just calling merit would put it, pain. Lots and lots of pain. You are foreverly mutiny. Yeah, so pretty much the idea there is keep your leader very far away so he can come in and rally if you do not do good with your engine cooldowns, or leap your crap away every time the Ancient One uses that ability. Only way you can really do stuff. But yeah, as far as, you know, all of this here, just to kind of give the summary of it, planets have points of interest, which here is the Hive world and the Unstable world. Part of the economy is each of these points of interest can go ahead and give you resources or increase troop counts, all that good stuff. So, yeah, that's what all of this pretty much is. But yeah, they'll increase like points of interest. That'll increase pretty much your stuff. So our idea is, like, you know, we're trying to protect these places essentially. So you're worried about essentially spreading yourself too thin and all of that stuff.
But it is occupied by Chaos forces. We shall sweep them aside and restore the Emperor's rule.
But yeah, we are going to deal with individual planets, we are dealing with systems, we are dealing with enemies. There's some more information for you. So, you land, you annex the system, you attack the stuff, you take it over. Fleet power, that pretty much tells you where the fleets stand, not necessarily whether you're going to win or not. And then our fleet movement, you usually have 3, but there's abilities that can increase that. So, just to give you a quick rundown, given that this is the first one, and again, for any of you in chat, I do post these to YouTube, so I'm also kind of explaining that for them as well. But let us see. Use. So yeah, it wants me to move Spire over here.
There will be many risks in the days to come. I need not take one here. Deploying a second fleet to Demios Binary will ease our victory.
And this is a very good time to kind of showcase, like, yes, doing. You can straight up plan to go ahead and outnumber a fleet. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices, so it's just kind of like, okay, which would be the better sacrifice? It does take thinking ahead. It does take a lot of sort of you know, it's kind of like chess on this map. But let's see, a maximum of 3 fleets can do stuff. So yeah, we can move 3 fleets here. Sometimes they can go ahead and build things that limit how many fleets you can bring in. So that makes it harder. Let's see, and then the higher defense level of a system under control, other enemy control, the more defensive they can. So the enemies are able to build space stations and battle fortresses and everything around these too. So a lot of stuff can happen. You'll see. It's fun. Let's see. Everything with leadership, battle prep, reinforcements, all that stuff. But we have such low troop count that a lot of this right now doesn't really matter. But we do have our faction leader here. Like, we have to protect, for the campaign, we have to protect Spire above all else. But, yeah, as we get into bigger and bigger forces, this will become very much, like, you will see how much goes into this.
10,000 years have passed since the galaxy burned in the fires of the Horus Heresy. 10 millennia since the greatest of the Emperor's Primarchs fell into the grasp of eternal damnation and tore the galaxy asunder. Horus Lupercal may be dead, his body ashes, and his memory the stuff of a cursed legend. But the
For anybody,
wounds he wrought,
if you want to know about that, take a look at the Horus Heresy.
for the battle against chaos knows no end. Many of Horus' servants survived the civil wars, and they have not forgotten their defeat. When the War Master fell, they retreated to the Eye of Terror and waged battle anew. Greatest of these was Abaddon the Despoiler, Horus' greatest living heir. Abaddon took the title of War Master for his own, and embarked upon a long and bloody campaign to succeed where his fallen master had failed. 12 Black Crusades he launched against the Imperium of Man. 12 world-shattering campaigns to forever alter the balance of power. Now, as the millennium draws to a close, a vast armada of traitors slips its moorings as Abaddon launches his 13th and perhaps final strike. As the tide of chaos breaks against the Cadian Gate, the Imperium holds its breath. Faith alone cannot hold back these bleak waters. Only valor will serve.
Yeah, so something to keep in mind as far as the scale of, like, destruction we are talking about. Like, pretty much, the universe is pretty much mapped. Like, we know most of the planets and everything. We don't know the warp, which is, it's where bad shit fucking happens. But, yeah, when it comes to, like, the scale of destruction we are talking about, yeah, planets are blinking out of existence sometimes. Completely overrun. And there's shit that can happen to the Imperium where their option is exterminatus. This is pretty much scorched earth mentality, where it's like, it's done. Like, we can't send enough people down there, we can't help them. Like, it is over. They are dead. There is nothing we can do. So we're going to burn the planet to its core to essentially not have a bigger problem later, because essentially an enemy is taking it over. Very fun, I know, right? Definitely,
There are many ways to win a battle. By fire
But yes,
or cunning,
we do have
we
the
shall
random
prevail
type
in
of
the
battle
enemy's
on,
hand.
so it can be a deathmatch, where essentially it is me against them, we are shooting at stuff, and whoever kills the other one wins. Here is another one, is strategic points. So, pretty much we're going to try to take over these points before the enemy does. And, based on,
All ahead full.
you know, the certain amount of time going that we control these points, we get, well, victory points. And if we get to the victory limit, which is 1,739 before
Our
they
duty is
do,
to annihilate enemies of the Imperium. It may
then we win.
sometimes be in our interest to obtain victory without engaging enemy vessels. Capturing strategic positions might well force the enemy's withdrawal.
Reaching nominal speed.
but yes.
State your order.
Course engaged.
Not everything comes to just simply killing everything. You can win through strategic stuff, so. And sometimes that's better. Like if you don't want your fleet to take too much damage, you want to use it later on for something or in the same turn. So, yeah, sometimes it's better to go ahead and do strategic stuff.
To serve the Omniscient.
In my case, for something like this, I don't know what the enemy is bringing, but we can go ahead and get this stuff captured
You have seized a strategic area.
and pretty much get kind of an advantage going right off the bat.
With matchless efficiency.
The enemy has seized a
Because
strategic
I know
area.
that these guys are over here. Obviously, because they just captured that point. Next closest point that they're going to go for is here, which I've got
Ship ready.
my flagship kind of coming, and these guys are waiting in the wings
Machine spirit.
just in
appeased.
case. So we're going to send these guys to go capture that, and once they're done, they can go ahead and reinforce. And until then,
Aye, Admiral.
we've got
Setting course.
our lunar here, which has got macro lance batteries and lance batteries and macro weapon batteries. So essentially, the macro weapons,
Acknowledged.
they all pretty much get stronger the closer you are. The lance batteries can hit at any range, so those are your long range options. So you can do a lot with your fleet customization and how they all interact together. So it's a pretty fun game when it comes to sort of that chess match.
Heading acknowledged.
But some other stuff that I haven't gotten into yet. So like a lot of what the Imperium can do, and this is something you can do in this game, is ramming speed. Essentially, you are able to go ahead and ram into enemy ships as well, which I think that is kind of neat. So we're gonna, this guy isn't stealthed at all, not right now anyway, so we're gonna try to get him discovered.
Engaging engines.
There we go, we've got it. We are just going to launch some torps
Understood.
and do that just to take him down a
We
little
are ready
faster.
to serve.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Nice. We are going to prioritize that target,
Your orders.
just because if we do, I mean he's almost dead as it is, but
Target locked in.
we go ahead and take this guy down, and they lose any ability to discover these guys so long as I keep my range okay.
Heading acknowledged.
You have seized a strategic area.
Yep, he is one shot.
Enemy sighted.
Oh nice, he dropped his cloak.
State your order.
Gonna move here.
Changing course. Execute high energy turn.
Gonna fire another round of torpedoes at this guy. Because he's stuck on the damn rock, so he's not gonna be able to move very much.
Course engaged. Maximum burn.
Cruising speed set.
And we are close enough that reload will probably be perfectly fine. We'll just try to take down some of his weapons to save us some problems.
Coordinates acknowledged.
But yeah, reload, as far as stances go, if anybody's interested in some stuff, when they get close up on you like this, like if you want to keep a ship safe or you're just trying to hit, like, you know, squishy parts of their ship, lock on is kind of your go-to. When you're in a situation like this where you're really close, you know, usually it's a decent idea to switch to reload, so that essentially you're firing a lot faster. It also helps out with your cooldown times when it comes to your abilities. So yeah, weapons and maneuver skills, standard weapon fire rate, and combustion gauge regen. So all of my stuff can come back faster. So it's pretty decent if you're doing stuff with skills, if you're doing stuff with, you know, pretty much anything not having to do with long range fights. But just like that, we will have won this one.
You have accumulated 25% of strategic points.
But yeah, it is a very fun game. I enjoy this game very, very much. And like I said, it being Sunday, you know, I've given, what, 120 hours of stream time? So I kind of wanted to just kind of do something out of the ordinary for today. I also have my first day at a new job coming tomorrow, so I'm just trying to chill, relax, get into that mindset, you know. I've got my priorities somewhat in order. Kinda, sorta. But yeah. Oh, another fun tidbit. There is progression in this. All your leaders can upgrade, all your ships have their own levels. It is,
First victory is ours.
pretty neat.
Others will follow should we remain true to our duty. Battles leave scars. I must be mindful of my vessel's condition. The reclamation of Demios Binary has taken our enemy by surprise. The Claustum system is exposed. We shall push our advantage. If the fleet is to grow, we must have access to production facilities. If Claustum falls to our forces, we shall have them.
Alright, so, some stuff, like I said, leaders can get experience. Pretty much whenever you do anything as far as a battle, it costs all of the movement points. Destroyed ships are gone for good, so it is a roguelike in that sense. So yeah, like if you spend a lot of time leveling up a ship and it dies, that's pretty rough. Casualties, usually you can go ahead and repair though, as long as the ship is not completely gone. That's pretty much what it's telling you there. Fast repair, which we're not in easy mode. If we were, you can pretty much click on one of these and be like, repair right now. And all of this requires resources and construction in order for stuff to work. So we are going to take our fleet, move it down here. Construction points. Ships provide construction points that are necessary to build ships. So shipyards, which we're going to get here at Claustum, which is the points of interest. Construction point supply, they do this every turn type of deal, and they build up slowly. As, like, turns progress, it's pretty much all it's telling you there. It is a lot at first, but you kind of fall into it. Like I said, it is a turn-based as well. So you've got like the real-time ships shooting at each other. You've got the turn-based kind of chess battle. It's why I like this game.
Our shipyards are ready to provide us some reinforcements. Time to see what the Adeptus Mechanicus have to offer our crusade.
Alright, let's see. I'm pretty sure we only can get light cruisers right now.
Demios Binary Shipyard isn't capable of full production just yet. We'll use Claustum for now, and wait until Demios is capable of crafting larger vessels.
Yeah, so we can only get light cruisers for now, but this is what it was talking about as far as those points. So because we want that second point to get into our light cruisers,
Claustum shipyards are small, but can provide us with recon ships. These will be valuable assets for our operations. Big guns are nothing if not deployed with grand purpose.
So in other words, our small ships, even though all they're doing is essentially scouting, they're kind of a big deal because they let us actually see where the enemies are. So, with something like the Lunar that has long-range guns, kind of need to know where to aim them. So, and that's what our escort ships are for. And I mean, they can put down a little bit of covering fire, but really, you kind of want them for that scouting purpose.
The reconquest of the Cadian sector can now proceed. However, we cannot leave our holdings without defenses. We should at least deploy an orbital minefield.
Yeah, so, like I said, as you're building these things up, you can deploy space stations, defense platforms, and in this case, it wants us to build a minefield.
We have only just begun. War is replete with opportunity. As ground is seized, new objectives will arise. Let us proceed. We are the Emperor's fist. Let his foes tremble at our coming.
But that's pretty much what it's saying there, between the space stations and the defensive structures.
The systems we have reclaimed are developing well.
Again, a little bit with the economy. All it is, the longer you hold something, the more you can upgrade it. Depending on the planet itself, you get different bonuses. So here, with the Forge World, at the second upgrade, we'll increase our resources to 40, repair rate by 2%, and trooper generation up to 1. And mind you, all of these are upgrading. So, it upgrades all of these.
Receiving communication from the Vox relay. It is Lord High Admiral Drang.
So the old man's still alive. I told you he was too tough to kill.
Admiral Spire, I trust you stand ready for orders.
Always.
Good. Strategically
Always.
and symbolically, the Cadian sector is vital to our efforts. You will reclaim it, Admiral. The Emperor protects.
Understood.
The Emperor
The Emperor
protects. But we just went through the evolution costs. Mission panel lists all of our current objectives. Sometimes they give side objectives too. Fleets panel also up here tells us all of our fleets. You can actually have friends playing too. And then they're already unlocked for me, but the Tyranids and the Necrons, I have all the DLC and everything for this, so I have that. I have the Chaos campaign. I'm wondering if they'll ever do like a Aldari. Probably not. I mean, this game is pretty old, but let's see. We'll get the shipyard up. Let's see if we can go ahead and get a better ship now, which I'm pretty sure we can. Because our big thing right now is we want to be able to take stuff down, but again, it's kind of that chess match, right? So 199, we're at 201 with this guy, so we're probably going to want to put another ship here, and then we can take that out. We can use our other two fleets to take out something else. But what we are going to do, you also have the fleet limit you have to keep mindful of. So let's see. So this gives you the readout of everything. So for instance, the Dauntless 2 has a torpedo launcher, which I don't really like using, believe it or not, on the very beginning of things, not on light cruisers. Like, they can be good, but every ship also has defensive turrets that can just shoot these out of space, essentially. So what we're going for, actually, So launch bays are pretty nice, just because that gives you the option of fighters, bombers, everything like that. So those defense platforms, you can kind of cheese it a little bit because they'll target the first thing that comes into range. So if you have a bunch of them, you can send, say, a fighter group, and then with that fighter group, right behind it have bombers, and they'll target the fighters over the bombers. I wouldn't call it cheesy, that's just good tactics, but is what it is. Let's see. What I'm trying to figure out right now, because like for instance, you know, when you move up, it's going to be the same size of launch bay, which is going to control how many ships you've got. Sometimes, see, 2, 2, 2, Exorcist. I believe the Exorcist moves to 4, yes. And then you've got the Emperor, which also moves to 4. And each one of these has a certain amount of ships it will actually send out. So when you're looking at, say, like all the different factions, for instance, this is where it can get a little iffy of what you want to do. Me, I prefer fighters and everything like that, so we're going to go with the Defiant. You can keep them at range, you can go ahead, you know, because it's got these, the heavy plasma macro battery. It's got the 3 heavy macro turrets, so these actually are pretty nice. And then we can actually go to Clawson, and we've got the 1 scout. We'll go ahead and wait because we actually want to see if we can get another ship into one of these before we end up losing all of our production. So let's see, mining world, miner shipyard. Oof. That will actually increase how much money we're getting. We'll go with that. It's not by much, but when we get enough to upgrade again, we'll be alright. We're gonna move that fleet there, because that's gonna be more than enough to take that out. And we're just gonna capture Lotus. Cadia looking for... Okay, so we're now receiving 100 resources for 10 turns, so that will actually help with our economy right now. That's what I was worried about, so. And then we're also going to do over here. So we got an agri world and a listening post. And we'll do the 1 combat as well, but I also want to go ahead and get these guys set up with not only another light cruiser, but hopefully, if money permits. Oof, we cannot, because we bought too much on the other one. See, I like using these guys to chase down ships that are running as well. But these guys also have access to the boarding torpedoes, which they can be pretty nice. Light macro turret. Well, that's a big choice, ain't it? Do we want to go ahead and have those like special torpedoes, or do we want to go ahead and have like some firepower? I think I'm gonna want, because if we do it right, we could actually make use of the Hunter's torpedoes. So we're gonna take that on there. That's all of our production. And we're gonna launch this battle here. And I'm gonna do my best to go ahead and fight out all of these. So. Just calling me rat, Jesus Christ. Okay, now I get the name. I never once, ever admitted to being an intelligent person when it comes to basic stuff,
Course engaged.
like names.
We serve.
Or pronunciation.
Maximum burn. Understood. Heading acknowledged. We serve. Underway.
Here's a little thing. They like to scout a little bit. So if you see their ships coming, literally you can just run your ship into a cloud. They lose tracking. And now that we know their stuff can't find us, we're going to send our own fighters out to go ahead and track them. Alright, well we already know. We're going to go after their deck. Taking out their ability to use stances is actually pretty alright. That question mark means that they know a ship is here, but they can't identify it, they can't fire on it. These guys are stealth, so we know that they cannot actually see us. This game would be fun, as far as multiplayer goes, just because of the strategies involved. But,
We wait your command.
yeah, there we go. We got them discovered. We're gonna let them go, actually, because if we go ahead and, when they get down to about half, we'll go ahead and recall them. Because the hope is going to be that they actually keep on taking down these turrets here, and then we can really kind of nail them. Because they won't have anything to defend themselves with, or they're going to waste all of their repair stuff on getting those turrets back up, and then they won't be able to fix their damages. We're going to send our main ship over here, actually. Because they're splitting up, so we can actually go ahead.
Engaging target.
Yeah, actually, if they're split up, we'll just go ahead and see if we can't bring these guys over here.
Course engaged.
Oh wow, he's actually gunning it.
Understood.
So we're gonna hit him with a few things. We're gonna take out his engine.
Aye, Admiral. Our
We're
borders
gonna
have
try to
caused
take out
internal
his
damage.
fighters real quick.
Setting course. Engaging.
We can take out the fighters.
Setting course.
We'll have a lot easier time
Your command.
getting our own ships in there. And there we go. Engines are down. So now we can actually pull this guy back a little ways and literally just pick this guy apart.
Ship ready. Changing course. Understood.
We're gonna use the same tactic they did on us. We're just gonna charge right at this guy, and we're actually gonna make use of our ramming speed. Bigger ships hitting a smaller ship, always an effective tactic.
Cruising speed set. Underway.
Always an effective tactic.
We serve.
We've got their engine completely destroyed, actually. Their generator is down. Their bridge is actually down as well. So this is all going pretty well because they can't actually catch up to our ship anymore. So they've got fighters, but the fighters aren't going to do anything because they don't know where our ship actually is. Okay, they're sending boarding craft actually to try to hit our main ship here.
All ahead full. Course engaged.
We're going to use our own fighters to get rid of that. I know it seems like a very minor thing right now, but it's good practice, because later on, like, stopping small stuff like that is very helpful, and now we know their stuff is actually on cooldown.
Engaging engines.
Ours will come up first because we actually returned our ships, so.
Aye, Admiral. Enemy ship crippled by the lightning strike.
Maybe we should have left them on there.
Assault
I always
crew
thought,
report success.
oh yeah, it is. That is how it works,
Maximum
but
burn.
we're just gonna let them burn out. That is mission 2 completed. And with that, I don't think there is much else we can do. We've upgraded everything. Our ships are all good. So yeah, I think we just end turn here. Later on it gets, this is only one system. You can get into multiple systems, multiple planets per system. This is just pretty much the game is here to hold your hand. Here's how you do very minor things. Let's see, we've got 350 right there, so if we get another ship, see what we can do here, because I would rather have 2 complete fleets and 1 maybe not so much versus multiple incomplete fleets. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to actually wait a second before we can do anything here. 300, 300, 100, 300, 396. So we might actually want to go ahead and pull these guys up, and we know for a fact that there's no well, with the 86 that we're going to go ahead and get from fighting this, we might want to hold off on actually building anything. So we're actually going to, because this is going to be 480 against 390, so we'll have about 100 points more for taking over Xerxia, and on top of everything else a hive world, so we're also going to be able to get some more resources there. We're just going to hit these guys. We're going to wait that turn and get some light cruisers come next turn. Probably for both of our fleets, so that's going to be real helpful. Can deploy all of it. So we're just going to launch this. Oh man. Okay. This is just kind of my go-to setup, everything stealth that can be stealth. Because by the time they actually get into any kind of fight, usually
We wait your command.
it don't really matter too
Changing
much
course.
because their cooldowns are already up. So if you need them into a different stance,
We serve.
you just take it from there. You want to be careful too. If you use these maneuvers, you can kind of have your ships running into each other. Not conducive toward a victorious military strategy, you know, hitting your own ships.
Cruising speed set.
I'm just gonna have them burn because they go right back into stealth, so.
Your orders?
Right here is where everything's gonna come down.
We serve.
But we're gonna continue to kinda move in that direction. We're gonna get these two captured and everything's gonna converge here.
Setting course.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Aye, Admiral. Heading acknowledged.
Ship ready.
You have seized a strategic area.
Move them there.
You have seized a
Move them there.
strategic area.
That way their range is actually pretty decent for what we're
Underway.
gonna do, and we've got plenty of torpedoes. So we're gonna launch a salvo at them real quick.
We wait your command.
Gonna send some
Fury
fighters
interceptors
out.
in flight.
Rouse the engines. Optimal course set.
Gonna launch
Your
some
orders?
torps from here too.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Okay, we
Enemy
have
sighted.
them pulled out. Good. Slow down stuff so we can kind of prioritize our targets. We do want their engines down first and foremost. And we are going to prioritize 1, 2, and then the other ones as 3.
Ship ready.
And they are very close proximity to each other, so we're going to drop that right freaking on top of them.
Aye, Admiral.
We're also going to try to control them a little bit because we don't want to.
Your orders?
Enemy
Gonna
sighted.
get them discovered real quick.
We wait your command.
Well,
Coordinates acknowledged. We wait your command.
same over here. Hit them actually with a boarding crew.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Severe damage to the corrupted machine.
Your orders? Understood.
Fire some torps there. Recall our fighters because they're really not doing too much. And drop another bomb right there. So, like I said, their fighters have already kind of taken out all of our defensive turrets, but
Course engaged.
we just took out all of their scout ships. So, fair trade. Hello, Steph.
Fury interceptors in flight.
The enemy is seizing one of
But
your
yeah, I plan
strategic
on this just
areas.
being kind of a, really kind of a lax thing.
Aye, Admiral.
Just kind of killing some time.
Engaging.
I feel like I kind of burnt myself out a little bit on the Hogwarts yesterday because I went through and essentially like all the extra is done. All I have left literally is just like the side missions and the main missions to my knowledge. So like everything is done. So it's just like, you know what, it being Sunday, like I'm gonna play a little bit of this, you know, to see what kind of traction I get on it. So I'm gonna play this for a little bit, and probably at my usual streaming time I'll probably
The
jump
enemy
back
has
onto
seized a
Hogwarts for the end of my
strategic
day.
area.
But I wanted to get some RTS in there. You did all the... yeah, to my knowledge, there is nothing else on the map. At 8 o'clock, like I said, I'll probably switch over to that. So feel free to check it out. Like, it's ridiculous. The entire map is uncovered. Like, all of my room of requirements, like, that is at 100. So I've already done all of the, like, breeding for them. Like, all of that is good. I think I still have, like, the landing platforms to do. But, I don't know. It was never supposed to be a 100%, like, run anyway. So, like, it's... a little awkward, I suppose, that it is actually, like, kind of 100% done now, but, it's cool how it all kind of turned out. Okay, we're still going after their engines. We want to slow him down.
We wait your command.
Speed that up. But yes, pretty much everything is completely freaking done. It's ridiculous.
Changing course.
When you open your map, zoom all the way out and roll over each section. Actually, I didn't. I've just been pretty much, like, I went through the entire map using Accio from the broom, since, like, you can cover, like, a larger space that way. But, as far as I'm aware, everything currently is, like, that has been, uncovered so far is, pretty much done, so. Man, these guys are really nailing my
25% of strategic points.
ship here.
Aye, Admiral.
Okay. They're on fire. Let's get a boarding party on there.
Assault boats on their way.
But yeah, pretty much, yeah, when I start streaming that, it's going to be essentially, that's how I'm going to advertise it, is like, yeah, like, it's pretty much all done, save for, like, you know, the,
strategic area.
just actually doing the objectives, so.
Engaging engines.
But yeah, hopefully the grind is, completely done.
Possible, Admiral.
But, yeah, I'm expecting within either the next day or two to have that completed. And so I'll probably be going with, the poll as far as what game I do next. It's looking like God of War. I am getting, like, some talks about, you know, doing Avatar just because, like, nobody's heard of that game, but everybody's heard of God of War. But, like, that's the balance, ain't it? Is, like, if it's too unknown, like, you know, are you going to be able to interact with anybody while you play? But me and Archer are still talking about it.
We serve.
Castellan maniple teleported.
Heading acknowledged.
Enemy sighted.
Engaging
Avatar.
targets.
Aye, Admiral.
Reporting successful boarding action.
Yeah, like, in the end, like, I don't know, I kind of want to do, like, Avatar I wanted to play for a very long time, but, no, we took a look, what really has me bogged down when it comes to Avatar, right, we were looking at the Reddit pages, and, like, oh my god, you want to talk about, like, just sad? The Reddit page, right, like, people are active in there and everything like that, you know, that's not really the problem. It's the guy who created it pretty much was just like, yeah, this guy asked me to do this, so, like, I am only the owner of it in name, the game sucks, and, yeah, like, and it was just like, holy crap, like, so it has me really nervous, but, like, we did go ahead and shoot out some, messages on there to be like, hey, like, you know, would you guys be interested, in which case, that's where we kind of got the whole, you know, yeah, like, you know, like, we would watch it type of deal if you go ahead and do a stream. So I'm like, I don't really know, because, like, I know that people still watch, you know, God of War, and I know nobody really watches, the Avatar thing. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, if we go ahead and we hit up the, Reddits and everything, we might be able to get some traction that way. But I'm also kind of, like, afraid, because, like, usually I'm not the type of person who wants to, like, drop something after they've started it. So, okay. But yeah, I don't want to, like, drop something after I've started it, you know what I mean? And I'm afraid that, like, if it really isn't getting that much, like, outreach with people, you know, it's gonna be, you know, I don't know. I'm also balancing sort of, like, you know, the ones that are helping me and, like, their moral, you know, their morale and everything like that. So, I don't know, I'm afraid of choosing a game that, like, yes, I want to play, but, like, it's known to not have any traction. So, I don't know, I might change my mind about that if I talk to, Archer a little bit more. You know, I don't want anybody to be discouraged if, like, you know, the community doesn't grow, you know, but, I mean, the same thing could happen with God of War, too. I don't know, being new at this whole streaming thing. there's a lot to consider. Sometimes better, sometimes worse. But, yeah, I do still need to actually go in there, though, and, get it installed and make sure it will run properly on my, PC and everything. So I might actually do that later on, too. Or at least get it installed onto my new SSD. But, yeah, I'm still thinking about it and everything, which makes it a little... I don't know, I get stuck in my own head too often. But yeah, it's kind of why I'm playing this, is, I just wanted to kind of, you know, get out of my own head for a little bit. Just, I can literally sit here, talk to everybody and everything. You know, I don't really need to pay like 100% attention to what's going on here, especially in the very beginning. So this is just kind of a nice woo-saw while I figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. But yeah, those are, that's kind of the plan anyway, is, I'll probably talk to Archer a little bit about it as far as everything, but the vote right now is to go with, God of War. But I'm really considering going against the polls and being like, okay, nope, we're gonna do Avatar, because, like, nobody's seen that yet. So it's like, okay, like, people would watch me because I'd be the only one playing the damn game for the most part. But what if nobody cares about the game? So it's rough, you know, like, kind of taking into account all the statistics and everything. But at the same time, I think I should just go ahead and be like, yeah, you know what, like, I think I might. I don't know, the more I think about it, I keep thinking it's like, you know, well, I might do Avatar, because hell, I haven't, you know, I've yet to do a game I haven't played through yet, you know. I think people would really like that, you know. That way it was an actual, like, organic first time playing through something. Because I realize that probably what's killing me on Hogwarts, right, is, well, I've already played through it. I know what's going on. That might not be the best idea to keep doing. At least, you know, not as far as an entertainment thing to for myself and for the community, but yeah, I've still got some time to decide. I've also got a lot going on too, so I'm trying to be, like, kind to myself. You know, I start the new job tomorrow. That is equal parts awesome and daunting at the same time. But yeah, I know you had a rough day and everything like that, so are you gonna be Monday through Friday? Yeah, it should be, I'm pretty sure 9 to 5. Yeah, it's actually 9 to 5. So yeah, 9 to 5 essentially. But I'm excited and nervous. Like, obviously, like, you know, like, new job, there's gonna be, like, you know, nervous. Oh, are people gonna like me? You know, all that stuff. But, you know, a lot of the reason why I'm going over there is because, like, they are selling essentially having this absolutely amazing company culture, and you know, I'm kind of needing, like, a little bit of I don't know, being able to, like, interact with people and everything like that in my life. So you know, I'm kind of hoping that like, through doing this, like, with them selling their company culture so much, I'm really hoping that, like, okay, yeah, through their company events and everything, the fact that it's not fucking manufacturing anymore. I'm so tired of working in factories. Man, like, I'm good at it. I am very good when it comes to, like, working in a factory, because, like, I can understand machines. I know engineering and everything like that. And it's just, like, I end up being too good for my own good, and they want me to do, like, 500 things that I never actually agreed to frickin' do. And it's just like, you know, I just want to do my job and go home half the time. You know, I don't mind helping out, but when it starts getting expected, that's where it's just like, Jesus. But no, I'm going into administration, and essentially what I'm doing is pretty much helping people with like, software and everything. There's no dead calls going out, so it's not like a call center. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Let's see, we want... probably the micro warp jump. Because that'll get us out of trouble. Five, 7. We could come over here and hit these guys pretty hard. Because we're actually pretty equal here. And then we can also hit these guys. Belisar for the Hive World. It'll get us some more money. Probably not the best idea, because I'm going to end up losing some resources there. But yeah, I'm mainly just playing this because, like I said, I don't expect very many people to like hop in here and be like, oh god, like I had one actually come in, which was kind of neat. But you know, I'm mainly just doing this to kind of chill out and just, again, kind of get out of my own head, because I've been sitting, you know, when I woke up and everything, my anxiety was really hitting me, and I just kind of was like, man, you know, I was essentially trying to fight just staying in bed all day. So, you know, I decided, yeah, you know what, we're gonna play something I know that I'll enjoy and everything like that, just to get me out of my head. And you know, yeah, once I'm kind of like, you know, good and comfortable and everything like that, I'll probably switch over to more Hogwarts and everything like that. In fact, I'm thinking about maybe, yeah, I might make me some actual, like, dinner type food. Maybe as, like, an intermission thing. Because I've got some people that apparently, you know, I'm lulling them to sleep with, my streams and everything like that. So, I've been trying to do my best to not close out the stream, but also kind of take care of, being a living creature. Oof. I didn't realize they had some defensive platforms, but that's kind of, that's actually okay.
Show us the enemy.
We want to send that out. We'll send these out directly behind them to see if we can't kind of catch these guys out. I'm gonna hit their engines, because it doesn't really matter if they're stealth if they can't go anywhere.
I am listening. Repositioning. Underway.
Whoop. Yeah, we don't want them going through a freaking damn minefield.
Show us the enemy. Enemy in sight.
Send some boarding torpedoes out. No! That's not good. Like, I hit them and then they instantly were just like, oh yeah, like, we're gonna go stealth, which is, unfortunately, something that can happen.
Moving to position.
I do that so they can't do it to us again, and we're gonna actually run this guy out of there.
Engines. To where we are needed.
Slow things down a little bit so we can
Initiate Thunderhawk bombardment.
hit them.
Standard speed engaged.
We're gonna send out a couple groups of bombers to try to hit these guys and peg them down.
Give us purpose. Give us purpose.
Because yeah, we are never going to get unmarked if this keeps up.
We stand
In
ready.
fact, we want to go ahead.
Hold course. Show us the enemy. Enemy in sight.
Dang, they're really after
Repositioning.
my one ship there. We're gonna hit that.
Repositioning.
We want them after that, and as this one turns, we're gonna hit him too.
Our rock cannot be denied. Hold course. Obliterate that target.
I'm gonna send a fighter squad and a bomber squad to hit that one.
I am listening.
We're gonna try to save our boarding torpedoes for the bigger ones.
Moving to position. Repositioning.
Full speed.
Where shall we strike? Full speed.
And we're gonna just run this guy out right like that, and we are gonna
I am listening.
that one there.
Initiate targeting protocol.
Another boarding
Underway.
action, because that's gonna force him. Yep.
Give us purpose. Moving to position.
We're gonna try to launch some torpedoes at
Where
this
shall we
one.
strike? We stand ready.
We still have torpedoes. We're gonna try to keep him in the fight for as long as we can.
At your command.
Hit that one again. Try to bring him down, and these torpedoes are actually not even gonna fucking hit. How the hell they lost tracking? Like,
Show us
he's
the enemy.
very much like... Oh, shit.
Underway.
Well, it doesn't really matter because they're dead anyway.
I am listening. We stand ready.
Ha.
To where we are needed.
Aye, aye.
Give us purpose.
Let's see.
To where we are needed. Show us the enemy.
This one's hurt. This one's...
Repositioning.
Here we go. That's what we wanted
Feel our
right
might.
there. Turn him around.
Where shall we strike?
Send fighters from this one to
Stand ready.
take up their defense
I am
turrets. And we are going to turn this one.
New vector acknowledged.
Like so.
Moving to position.
We're gonna try to get their
Directing.
troops taken down.
Underway.
Right like that. In the meantime, he's gonna turn. Ah,
Give us purpose.
there we go. But yeah, glad you're back home. Like
Give us purpose.
like you were saying, it sounded like you were having kind of a rough day, so
Give us purpose.
good to be back home, for sure.
Hold course.
I'm sure. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably give this another half hour or so, just to chill, and then I'll probably hop on to some Hogwarts.
Where shall we strike?
We can see about finishing that game off.
Show us the enemy.
At your command. I am listening. Engines engaged.
They've got another ship
Give
over
us
there, and
purpose.
I don't know where he actually
Where we are
is.
needed. Boarding successful.
That going there. Alright, we messed up their engines.
Where shall we strike? Boarding caused critical damage. Give us purpose.
That.
Engines engaged.
Oh, he's way out there, that's
I am
why.
listening.
Underway. Show us the enemy. Underway.
And the engine is
We
gone.
stand ready. At your command.
Yeah, definitely.
All servitors and tech marines begin repairs. Show us the enemy. I am listening. Main batteries, fire!
Where shall we strike?
Where shall we strike?
That is impossible. Engines engaged.
We stand ready.
There we go.
Boarding
Yep, they
caused
just
critical
missed, but
damage. I am listening.
that's alright. There we go.
Give us purpose.
Pretty much all we wanted to do there.
We stand ready.
Since we're out of range of that one, which is now,
Launch Thunderhawk.
we're gonna send that
I am listening.
to them.
Give us purpose.
It was.
We stand ready.
Let's see. Nice. So that one's down
Show
now.
us the enemy.
It's gonna use.
Strike quickly, brothers.
Gonna send our bombers to go ahead and hit that.
Show us the enemy.
Oh, they're gonna
Give us purpose.
take care of destroying
Feel our
that
might.
themselves. Beautiful.
Where shall we strike? Where shall we strike?
All servitors
Do
and tech
still
marines,
have
begin repair.
our shields for that one.
We stand ready. At your command. Underway.
I am listening.
I am listening. Repositioning.
Show us the enemy. Give us purpose. Show us the enemy.
All power to engine.
Gonna lightning
listening.
strike that. Lightning strike that.
Teleport attack successful.
Get behind him.
Successful teleport strike.
Give us purpose.
I've actually got. There it is. Alright.
For where we are needed.
So, actually, only
On
have
course.
one more thing to really worry about. Which are these
Repositioning.
little defense platforms. We're just gonna super speed this one. Then once we're done here, we'll save this and probably get me some food and get Hogwarts loaded up.
Moving to position.
But this game served its purpose. I needed a little bit of a break.
Engines engaged.
In fact, we're gonna just tell all these to
Setting
go
priority target.
like that, and this
Give us
guy
purpose.
we're just gonna take out of there entirely.
We stand ready.
But yeah, as far as your day stuff, is it just the kinds of customers you were dealing with, or? Because I know you said, like, you know, there was a lot of them too, but you know, you said that some of them were getting spicy.
Where shall we strike?
Show us the enemy.
So like, were they getting mad, or was it a lot of them getting mad?
Give us purpose.
Where shall we strike?
Engines engaged.
I am listening. It will be destroyed. Repositioning.
Show us the enemy.
At your command. Tech Marines, calm the machine spirits. Give us purpose.
I am listening. Feel our might.
All servitors and Tech Marines begin repairs.
We stand ready. Where shall we strike? Hold course.
Enemy defense platform destroyed. Where shall we strike?
Show us the enemy. Obliterate that target.
I am listening.
Give us purpose.
Show us the enemy.
Moving to position.
We've lost all our damn bombers and
I am
everything.
listening. Give us purpose.
Rearm! We stand ready.
Initiate targeting protocol. Show us the enemy. Where shall we
Stop
strike?
flying around there, bud.
I am listening. Initiate targeting protocols.
We stand ready. Where shall we strike? Full speed.
For where
where needed. I am listening.
Where shall we strike?
Give us purpose.
And our critical hits aren't even freaking, I was hoping that the critical hits would be causing, fires and whatnot, but they're just not.
Give us purpose.
Show us the enemy. Techbury, calm the machine spirits. It will be destroyed.
There we go.
Strike quickly, brothers.
Yeah, it's,
Enemy defense platform
one of those
destroyed.
niche ones that you can kind of get into when it comes to 40k and anything like Warhammer. I was a big nerd when it came to this kind of stuff. Like later on, the missions get like very much more complicated. But yeah, it's a little rough for somebody who doesn't know like all of the lore when it comes to like the Chaos Gods and everything. And even when you first start this game, it throws you right into everything. What's up, Caesar? But yeah, if you like Warhammer, if you like 40k, like this game is very much fun. It's got a lot of like progression. It's a little complicated, but
Our fleets grow.
it all kind of like folds in well. And after you've played it for an hour or two, it's like, oh hey, like I get everything now. Let's see. Do-do-do-do. That is probably the best one.
The enemy will be mobilizing. A watchful eye must be kept on their systems. We now have the opportunity to forge a new fleet.
Oh. So risks, creation and construction points. Alright, so those guys got the shit kicked out of them. These guys are still repairing, same with these guys. We'll end our turn there. Oh, very nice. But yeah, as far as the plan for today, like I said, I was just kind of doing this to get me into the mood to game and everything like this. So, we are probably going to be switching back over to Hogwarts here in a moment. I was just having kind of a rough time getting out of bed, so to speak, and just getting things moving. So, yeah, I wanted to kind of play something where, you know, I could kind of just show a little bit of, like, you know, sort of a niche thing that I'm into. If anybody was interested as far as this game, and then, yeah, probably head over to some Hogwarts once I've got some people, because, I was just telling Stephanie about this, actually. I have done all of the, like, basic, like, extras around the map. Like, all of the Merlin tasks, all of the treasure vaults, to my knowledge, which means, like, there's not as much for me to, get, like, sidetracked on, so we can pretty much do all of the, like just the missions and everything. So very excited to like kind of get the progression going on that. So let's see, we are going to do that. Those guys are going to be healing for quite some time. And we kind of want to get over there. Are they done healing? Nope. Alright. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show off this game here for a minute. And then, yeah, I've got that, like, attention span of a rodent, though. So it's just like, oh, yeah, like, you know, I can't wait to play this game. And now I'm like, oh, I'm here, and then, yeah, so the relationship quests are the ones that, I haven't done all of yet. As far as I can do, like, I'm getting ready to do the third trial. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead, make myself some food, and, throw up the intermission page. I'll go ahead and get, Hogwarts loaded up and all my stream stuff switched over, and, we can actually take a look. So, give me about 5 minutes, and, we'll get into some of that, alright? Because, yeah, the attention span of a rodent, this is actually a little bit too slow paced for me as far as this game. So we're gonna jump onto Hogwarts.